Hi guys, I'm Jale, welcome to my channel. This is going to be a twin flame reading, soulmate twin flame messages. This is now the third time I've tried to record. I did a healing video that died and I was sat here for 20 minutes sending healing. Sending healing, that's kind of funny though, right? And then the second time I started another video and the camera died again. So there's definitely the full effects of Mercury in retrograde at the moment. So let's see, maybe there's an effect of Mercury in retrograde with you guys. So let's tune into the twin flame energies here. Let's see what we can get for you guys. Let's see what insight information we can find out. Twin flames, soulmates, spirit, what can you tell us, please? What can you tell us about the twin flames? Let's have a look at the energy check for the twin flames, please. Well, this is positive. We've got 2 of Cups off the bat. We've got 5 of Pentacles. Someone's feeling alone here. We've got the Empress. We've got the Chariot. We've got the Emperor. And we've got the 4 of Swords. So this is definitely, I mean, I kind of feel like this is definitely relating to Mercury in retrograde. I wouldn't be expecting any movement, if I'm being totally honest with you, around Mercury in retrograde. Someone needs to figure out abandonment issues. They're trying to hang on, I'm hearing, to a divine feminine and move things forward. It could be you, or it could be the divine masculine, or it could be, you know, take it as it resonates. It could be the feminine or the masculine. Someone's hanging on when actually they just need to let this energy go a little bit here. They need to just, this needs to be a rest period. This doesn't need to be a let's try and square peg round hole. Or even round hole, round peg. It's just a matter of timing. This isn't going anywhere. This doesn't go anywhere. Keep focused, guys. Don't sort of let... Yeah, look, 4 of Wands. This is, again, it's like, keep your eyes on the prize. This doesn't have to be hard work. Do you know what I mean? It's like, take the opportunity to look at you. You know, while we're in Mercury in retrograde, there's obviously something you can be doing. Yeah, look, there's downloads coming. So we've got the crown chakra here. It's like a piece is missing to the puzzle here. That actually we just need to let the dust settle over Mercury in retrograde and then let this come through when it's most needed, when it's ready. Do you know what I'm saying? I'm just seeing like a drop. It's like a catalyst. There's a drop and then it's being spread out amongst all these other things. If you are in a sort of an isolated area period where you are counting on this connection to sort of come to fruition, focus on you, because it's a test. The more you're focusing on when this is going to come together and feeling alone and when is this going to happen and when is this the longer it's going to take. I'm sorry to sort of be the bearer of bad news, but it's like you have to be complete here first. You have to make sure that you're tending to your own needs, and then what they'll do is that if it gets to the point where you're tending to your own needs and your energy is up there, and then the other person doesn't match that, then they're not a match. End of story. But you haven't lost anything because you still worked on yourself. This is the number 11 card, I think. This is Justice. So we've got Empress and Justice. There needs to be recalibration and balance. If one of you was more reliant on the other, or both of you, this is an incubation period of where that is being totally recalibrated, where you're not being expected to be relied upon for certain things, and they're not either. It's like you're topping your own cup up first, and you're allowing the energy to maneuver around as and when is needed. Someone's trying to manifest something here. And I'm hearing someone's trying to manifest their own freedom. Someone's in a situation here where they don't know how to maneuver out of it. And they're trying to manifest their own freedom, because this is a lesson of power. And it's not about a misguided use of power. This is a lesson of how to understand their own power. So if you are viewing your masculine or feminine as stuck, someone's putting negative black magic on them, or someone is let them. Because this is the thing, their higher self at the moment, from what I'm reading here, is coming through saying this is their lesson. If they don't learn this now to rescue themselves, you are going to be rescuing them forever. This is a pattern of behaviour that needs to be corrected. Let them rescue themselves. If you don't let them rescue themselves, first of all, there's a very strong martyrdom energy. This is ego. This is shadow work. That this is something they need to work through, right? But their higher selves are coming through saying, we acknowledge this. Let us do the work. Give us the time to do it. So, for example, Mercury in retrograde, that's going to be a brilliant time for them to navigate through this energy. All right. Now, at the end of that period, whether or not they choose to actually have gained some ground and got out of that, that's up to them. But my guides are like, we don't want any weaklings. Like, in fact, I feel like that's my ancestor as well. That's so bad. That is definitely my Turkish ancestor. Any Turks watching? That's my dede. That's my dede. We don't want any weaklings. That's so funny. That's such a Turkish thing as well, isn't it? Any Turks watching? Okay, so this sacral chakra has just flipped over. Someone, it's so weird. This is the third video I did. I did a healing, and I could feel someone's sacral chakra needing this healing. So it's weird that's come out. I'm also picking up sexual abuse. Okay, now I'm not saying everyone watching this has undergone that kind of sort of trauma. We need to do some healing. Okay, now yoni. If you're feminine and you haven't looked into yoni, look into it. But I do a mean cleanse down there, and it's like a yoni. The people that I've worked on, that I've done that cleansed energetically down, sort of around. This sounds so rude. I like men, so I'm just going to put that out there. From people going, does she like? No, I like men. Yeah, I do a mean yoni cleanse, right? Energetically, all right. For anyone starts questioning me, feel free to. I do like men, only men, and for some reason I do get a lot of women asking me out. I don't understand it. Like, each their own, I suppose. But yeah, sacral chakra. Why did I need to say that? There's a reason I needed to say that. Someone's questioning their own sexuality, I think. Anyway, sacral chakra cleanse. While this is going on, I would be looking into cleansing that. Research it. It's your emotional center. It's your center of joy. I'm hearing inner child work. Okay, so nurturing children around you can be very good for inner child work. I'm just listening to the guides at this point. Someone doesn't feel like they're there is a worthiness issue here, and I feel like it's not the people watching. I'm going to correct that. There is one person watching who this is going to relate to. Everyone else, maybe more than one, everyone else, this is about your counterpart, okay? They don't feel worthy. But there's also some element of unworthiness in you that you haven't recognised that you'd also need to be looking at, because it's going to help union. If you can acknowledge what your version of that is, then it's going to help. Awesome. We've got the Emperor with the Ace of Cups. This Emperor, this masculine, is ready to move. He's ready to start afresh. But there's also an indecision as well around waiting to make that gesture, or how to sort of work around it. What else can you tell us, please, Spirit? There is a split here, not just within who's watching, but also within the counterparts that you're asking about. Some of them, if they have a third party, don't know what to do. Because on one hand, they're trying to distract themselves because they don't know what decision to make. And on the other hand, there could be other elements of people that want to leave that scenario at this current moment in time. What can you tell us? Messages, please, for Twin Flames. Messages for Twin Flames. What can you tell us, please? It's like people are fighting that. If you are in a third party situation, step back and let them worry about that. Because if you've planted a seed in that situation, aka you've had an open conversation with your counterpart and said, this is the reality, let them think it through. Let them figure it out, because you're not the bad guy here, all right? That's number one. If this is a twin flame connection and there is a karmic involved, let that person, I'm hearing from my guys, fuck themselves over, because essentially it is. It's like if this person is still trying to pull the wool over people's eyes, they're just digging their own grave. And therefore we send it upstairs and we let them deal with it. Messages, please. Yeah, there's a lot of fear. There's a lot of concern. The counterpart is worried and is definitely more in the head when it comes to making decisions. It's like they're scared to kind of open up that heart center. They can see a possibility here, but the full understanding is scaring them, because they know there has to be a lot of changes, and I don't know if they're ready to make that just yet. Yeah, they don't want to let one person in this scenario doesn't want to, if it's you that's got a third party or them, someone doesn't want to let someone go. It's like their security. They feel like if they were to come towards you, they would have to lose a part of them, or lose a certain element of security that I feel like they're not really. Yeah, it's like they're more determined to defend this unhealthy codependent situation than for them to actually see the truth at the moment, because they're not ready. They're not ready to see this. And we've got the moon, which is illusions. Okay, so, and it says confront. They are not ready to confront themselves. That's why they are avoiding this whole thing. So if your person is avoiding you at the moment, it's because they're not ready. They're definitely not ready to see themselves. So by avoiding you, they're avoiding themselves. Let them run away from themselves. What are they going to do? Run from their own shadow? Like, that's ludicrous, you know? That's when you've got to sit and go, this is ridiculous. Let them get on with it. Because think about it. Is it a matter of you're being rejected, or that are they rejecting themselves? They're rejecting themselves. Messages, please. Yeah, take this opportunity to spread your own wings and utilize your own opportunity for something that is going to serve you. It's like if you've wanted to get out and do something, use this time to plan that for when, you know, Mercury retrograde is over. Someone is so busy fighting. This is like a power struggle now as well, because the counterpart sees it as, well, I'm not backing down. I'm not backing down. Well, what about the other person? What are you doing? What about you? And it's like, okay, great. Well, I'll tell you what. I'm facing myself. If you choose not to, then that's up to you. Like, there is no argument here. You know, you're choosing to face yourself. You're choosing to acknowledge what the scenario is, what the reality is. This person isn't. And you can't force someone to see something that is right in front of them. We've got the win or lose, 5 of swords upright, and then we've got the seek in reverse. Seek, number 9 card, is the hermit in reverse. So they're not going within to look at this and take this seriously. They're fighting it, which means they're fighting themselves, which is to invest in that energy just means that you're fighting yourself then, and it's a bit silly, you know. Yeah, this is gonna at some point come back together, the 6 of Cups. When it's ready, there has to be a closure of a cycle. So let's say, for example, you're used to chasing this person and trying to make them see things. Don't. Let the cycle end, because once it ends, there has to be a new beginning of something, and that's when there's more likely to be a union. But so whatever patterns of behaviour you're used to doing, do the opposite, because then that will help. Yeah, there's more likely to be a commitment here, but this is about learning, seeing what you can learn from this as well. Because there's something here that you're missing, which means they're missing it, which means they're running after their own tail, running away from themselves. So what is it you're missing now? Because there's definitely something that, you know, you need to be looking at here. Do you tend to not listen to your own guidance? Do you tend to not take yourself seriously? We need to be correcting those patterns. Bottom of the deck, open up. Final cards. Yeah, you need to be focusing on healing. 6 of Swords, healing begins. Let's pull from the Romance Angels deck by Doreen Virtue. And then let's wrap this energy check up. By all means, if you want me to start looking into, I might do actually a block. What is the specific blocks or something? But just put in the comments if you want me to sort of focus on a particular area of this. I can do, but it just depends what people want. Just yeah, any sort of anything you want me to be focusing on with these, by all means, I'm all ears. The more you guys comment in these videos, it's better, because I can link with your energy as well then. Twin flames, guys, what can you tell us please about the twin flames? Those watching the video, what insights? We've got give your relationship a chance. It says work on your partnership. Someone is being distracted towards someone else, and they've got a relationship they're in, and they don't want to give that a chance because they think something's better. I would be seriously kind of considering whether that is a grass is greener situation, or if it is actually something that you need to look at. Someone is definitely missing something here about a relationship, and it's like they're running towards something else, and I don't know if they're missing a point in all this. Free yourself and let your friends help you. So if your friends have been giving you some insight into sort of, you know, just let this go a little bit, then let go. And weirdly, let go of control issues has come up. We need to release this, okay? Focus on your friendships, focus on you, focus on those issues and wounds that I spoke about. Give this, yeah, look, time to take back control of your life. So someone watching this is possibly spending way too much time on this and needs to let go of control issues. You can't, if you say, I'm going to hold on to this until this union happens, what you're basically saying is you fear that this is not going to happen, and so you don't trust the universe. And what they're going to do is go, oh really? You don't trust us? Well then you're not ready. I'll be real, that's essentially the energy you're putting out there. This is past life relationships, so there is possibly karma that needs to be resolved still as well, which is why it might not be ready yet. It might not be time. Okay, and for some of you this could be unrequited love. There might not be from the other person's end as much interest as what you're putting in. How to understand if that's the case? In fact, I'm hearing in a past life you could have turned them down, and therefore this time they're trying to turn you down. Now let's see what the outcome would be if that's the case, because I feel this could be where the karma lies, because it's like they've got that lack of self-worth, and because of the triggers in a previous past life, it's like they're now doubting if you love them because of what happened in a past life. So we need to correct that. Now you're going to know if this is you if, for example, your counterpart is not acknowledging your affection to the point where they're actually outright denying any existence of it. But you know in your heart that there is some type of connection that is of depth, that is consistent with the twin flame kind of scenario. If that is the case, point out if you are very aware that they do have feelings, but maybe it's a bit suppressed or something. You state your case, you make it very clear, and then you give them time to think. Don't overwhelm them. Final cards, please, before we wrap this up. Final cards. What is the outcome? Twin flame connections, please, Spirit. What is the other? Anything else you can tell us, please? Last card. Yeah. Trust and separation. Trust that there's a reason that this is being pulled apart in terms of a healing, and then in order to be placed back together. Trust that there's a reason for this. Trust and separation. Hopefully that's been of some help, guys. If you do want a reading with me, obviously details are in the description box. I can't remember if I mentioned a Facebook support group at the beginning of the video, but I am running a Facebook support group for spiritual support. If you're interested, link is in the description. Thank you so much for listening. Thank you for watching. All your likes, shares and subscriptions means a lot. Take good care. Speak soon. Bye.